Hi, I'm Rob Mallernee. I'm the founder and CEO of Eton Solutions. AtlasFive is the only cloud-native serverless platform in our industry. Being cloud-native and serverless in the Azure platform allows us to seamlessly integrate our application with our clients' Microsoft Office 365 applications and other Azure instances that those clients may have. Our platform takes that baseline where Microsoft is spending billions of dollars a year to achieve those objectives, and we add our own layer of security on top of the Microsoft layer. This allows us to deliver the most secure, the most robust platform available in the market. This allows us to provide better security, disaster recovery, business continuity, and access to artificial intelligence tools within our own platform. There's a whole nother layer of security that's required in the family office world. I'm not only trying to protect data from external bad actors, but within the family office, it's very important that I be able to very finely figure out which person can see which data, which person can action which workflow steps. AtlasFive has an incredibly sophisticated visibility system that allows us to finely tune each person in that office, each family member. What documents do they see? Which menu items within the platform can they see? Which activities within the platform can they actually either see or action? It may be fine for a grandchild to see the investment perspectives for a fund that the family is invested in. It is probably not fine for that same grandchild to see their grandparents' will. One of the key benefits of AtlasFive is its integrated nature. Another key benefit of AtlasFive is the data model and the design and how the data flows through the system. Everything in AtlasFive is maintained at the lowest level of granularity. No data is summarized within the platform before coming to the reporting part of the platform. Other aspects of family offices that are typically unique is the fact that in many cases, one transaction may involve multiple different parties. You may have a patriarch of a family office making a capital call to a family partnership on behalf of another family member or another family entity. In a lot of systems, you would have to book that transaction 3 different times, once in each entity. In AtlasFive, that transaction can be entered once, and the system will handle the booking of that transaction on all 3 sets of books in a highly sophisticated way. That doesn't sound like a big deal. However, when you have hundreds of these types of transactions occurring on a regular basis, that level of automation of going from 1 transaction to 3 transactions and making sure that that 1 transaction is booked consistently across all 3 legal entities is a huge benefit. It eliminates reconciliation, it eliminates errors, it makes for a much more seamless process. This is a critical aspect of the design of AtlasFive, having all the data at the lowest level of granularity throughout the entire system, which really makes for a powerful application of reconciliation being done not by people, but by the computer. The other aspect of AtlasFive, the integrated nature of the documents, the entity management, the security master, and the workflow engine allows all that data to live in one place. It's also a multi-entity system, which means that in a situation where I have a vendor, I enter that vendor once. I may be paying that vendor from 500 different legal entities within the system. However, I only need to maintain that vendor 1 time. All of these small decisions about how to structure the data model, how to structure the system to make everything more efficient, add up to make a huge difference in the ability of the family office to actually execute on their transactions on a daily basis. The other benefit of AtlasFive and this workflow engine and the visibility that we talked about earlier and the permissioning is that we can bring in third parties. The system is not just available to the people working in the office. Because it's virtual, it's available globally. If you have somebody sitting in New York who's an external trustee of your trust who needs to approve certain transactions in the system, you can give that person a very limited access to the system, allow them to come in and perform their task, see the information they need to see to be able to make the decision and execute on that task through our client portal. That ability allows you to involve all the different parties that are involved in the family office operation in a seamless way. As an example, in our prior life, prior to AtlasFive, doing a capital call and all of the 20 things you need to do as a result of that capital call could take somebody an hour to 75 minutes. Today, all of those activities can be done in 3 minutes within AtlasFive, and 95% of those activities are automated and done by the system. The other benefit of having the fully integrated entity management within the system, integrated with the transaction processing, with the investment system, with the general ledger system, is being able to see things not just for one client, but across the entire office. So for example, if I am running a multifamily office and I'm working with 50 different families, all of those families engage a CPA firm. In most systems, it would be very difficult to figure out how much did we pay across the entire book of business that CPA firm last year. In AtlasFive, that is a very easy question to answer. And when you get into family offices, whether single or multifamily offices, where you're dealing with hundreds, if not thousands of legal entities, this kind of information is incredibly powerful. Being able to go to your vendors and say, our clients are spending millions of dollars a year with you, let's have an arrangement where we can actually get a better deal for this. On the document management side, a huge amount of what goes on in a family office typically starts with a document. So being able to bring in a document, classify it, read it, index it, and what I mean by that is even if it's a picture, it's a PDF, the system will convert that PDF that's an image into an actual readable document, OCR that document, and then index the data in that document so that data can be referenced by Eton GPT to perform business processes. With the proper prompts, we can do things like say, every time I bring this type of document in, I want the system to create a 100-word summary of that document and store that 100-word summary with the document. As I've said before, a key aspect of AtlasFive is the idea of doing things one at a time instead of batches, making data available as soon as it happens. Capital call is made, all of the parts of the system are immediately updated to reflect what just happened. That data can then be fed immediately into a reporting engine that's either a client portal that the client can log into or something that feeds a report that can be run out of the platform. This idea of having to wait till the end of the month, perform a close, and then have the data available is an antiquated idea. Real-time reporting, real-time availability of data. In our system, because all of that is fully integrated, that data seamlessly flows or is just available for the reporting engine because the reporting engine is reading the transaction processing system. Having those two things fully integrated is a huge advantage of our system. As those activities happen, as those documents are stored in the document management system, because I have the fully integrated entity management system, the system knows that document should be viewed by this person. As that document is stored, the system that can then trigger a notification that sends an email or a push notification on their phone to say, hey, your new XYZ report is ready for viewing. AtlasFive facilitates that order of magnitude reduction. We expect these efficiencies to just grow as we implement more and more AI within the platform. We're seeing, in some cases, entire processes being totally automated. So it's a highly configurable platform that can be custom configured to meet the needs of each individual client. We have the ability for the client to run the platform themselves in a fully SaaS model where they run the platform. We provide the platform and support. On the other extreme, we have a fully outsourced model where we run the platform for the client. AtlasFive has been designed to be, as I said, highly configurable, and therefore it allows us to have clients that are over $100 billion with hundreds of legal entities, massively complex investment structures, all the way to much smaller clients with $25, $50 million, much simpler processes and complexities. And AtlasFive can scale up or down to handle either of those extremes. We also have some very large institutional clients that have thousands of accounts, hundreds of users, and the system, being cloud native, serverless, allows us to provide scale, both in terms of the complexity of the client, but also the complexity of just how many users. AtlasFive is really eminently scalable to meet the needs of large and small clients alike.